So FitNext, what is this thing, right? So FitNext is my software. It's my athletic software. And I'm gonna tell you a bit about it, like kind of exactly what it is, where I plan on taking it, issues I'm running into, kind of pretty much just the whole thing. And yeah, so why don't we just start off with kind of like the motivation for me starting this thing. Give you a little background, kind of origin story. Yeah, like issue 1 Batman stuff. So yeah, so pretty much, I grew up kind of a little chunky, right? This guy, I'm telling you, loved, you know those ice cream Twix bars? Absolutely packed them away. I'm like, just boom, boom, boom. Brewster's birthday cake, also sick. And chicken pot pies from Giant Eagle, if you have a Giant Eagle near you. But besides the point, right? When I was younger, I was kind of chunky. And one day I decided, like, hey, I want to get in shape, right? So I started, actually right behind me, just popping out like 100 sit-ups to my room. And I distinctly remember there's another bathroom right behind that wall. Looking in that bathroom and telling myself that, like, man, I'm going to look at this mirror one day and I'm going to be in shape. And, years down the line, I can say that I did that, right? And, through that whole fitness journey, I learned so many lessons. I met some of my closest friends. I built such a great discipline. Throughout my life, I had a lot of mental health issues and stuff like that, and like just teenage stuff, growing up, stuff happens. But like with fitness and all that stuff and that kind of guidance, and also God, God's number one there, but fitness was kind of like a tool that I was able to use. And with that, I was able to kind of get past all this mental health stuff. I was able to grow as a person, and I don't think I'd be where I am today without fitness. And I think fitness is so vital to absolutely everybody's life, right? Whether you are someone that just walks their dog, or you're an Olympian, right? Being active, getting moving, doing a sport where you can be in a community, you can have positive role models. Pretty much every single thing about fitness, all encompassing of it, is so helpful to so much of your life, right? It creates such great habits. It creates long-lasting friendships. There's all this great stuff, right? And they can kind of shape you into the person you are. And, it can take someone out of a dark place and kind of help get them to a spot in their life where they're proud of themselves, and a spot where their life where they can continue and be happier and stuff like that, right? And, my end goal in this is, like, if I can help one person go from a point of being in a dark spot to maybe getting in shape or doing whatever they want to do, right? And becoming something where they can wake up in the morning and they can look in their own mirror and be like, you know what, I'm proud of that person. I'm happy to be here right now. And this is awesome, right? That's my goal. That's kind of the end goal of what I want to do. And how I want to do that is I want to create a resource where you could hop onto it. You can find information about pretty much any athletic endeavor. You can find a community. You can do pretty much anything. You can interact with the community, get advice, share advice, find what you need to find out, participate in competitions, pretty much anything to kind of get you to move. That way, the only thing standing in your way is you, and you have every resource you could possibly need. That's pretty much what I want to do, and I want to do so much more in the long run on top of that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much my motivation behind doing all that. So the vision kind of started off like this. I started FitNext. I was like, okay, I want to make that awesome vision where I can have all these amazing resources and everyone kind of just hop on there, right? But I'm just going to go ahead and start, right? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to create this big software. Started off as a Discord. Actually, that didn't last long. But, I wanted to make this thing off the bat big like that. And then, some issues I ran into and lessons learned. It's going to be really difficult for me to kind of start from that point, right? I run into money issues. I run into building a client base. So many things that I'm going to have issues with if I start from there. So I got to take this giant macro goal and kind of bring it down smaller. Now, how can I bring it down smaller? So I want you to think about this for a moment here, right? Let's take Minecraft, right? You get a bunch of your blocks, right? I'm talking white oak. I'm talking dark oak. Is there white? That's not white oak's not a thing. I'm talking dark oak. I'm talking oak. I'm talking spruce and the other oaks or whatever. And that new like netherite one, the nether one's kind of purple. All those blocks, you can create this amazing stuff. People create giant amazing buildings and giant tunnel system, whatever it is. You can build pretty much anything in Minecraft, and the limit to is your imagination, right? And obviously I'm not creating Minecraft here, but I wanted to kind of create something on a per gym basis, a per facility basis, right? So let's take a boxing gym, right? So a boxing gym, we give them FitNex. They can take the community of their gym and they can bring it online, right? They can have custom chats where they can talk, or their trainers can share advice, give tips, share how to do certain styles of fighting. Members can interact, ask questions, share advice and progress with each other, and kind of the gym can kind of create their own Minecraft type thing, right? Where it's kind of open to their creativity. What do they want to build? What kind of community do they want to set? Is it educational? Is it competitive? What do they want it to look like, right? That's kind of up to them. They can make it whatever they want, right? And I can do that, and I can monetize that specifically and kind of sell that to gyms, right? Because on top of having that cool thing, we're also going to be able to have like member management. Trainers can advertise themselves. In a sense, gyms can turn a profit having this unique feature, and that's kind of a sick thing. So I can sell this to gyms and I can grow it from there, right? And we also have a solo version, it's called FitNex Train, where you can track all your workouts. There's even like a special Google Docs type thing where you can like note how the lift went, and just kind of in general how it's going, right? Like if I'm doing like chasing a 315 bench, right? Okay, Monday my bench session was okay. I didn't get I only got 12 reps of 225 RPE 8, whatever your notes are. You can even clip like videos on there for like bench advice, like different stuff. Anyway, however you want to track it. We also have a mirrored version for nutrition, stuff like that. So pretty much we have that gym we're selling to gyms as well as being able to sell to solo members, right? So in a sense, we keep doing this, get more gyms, get more solo members, and keep growing, and we kind of grow at the end of the day this kind of big network of gyms. Now, what do we have? We have our money issue fixed. We have our customer client base issue fixed. Now I can do the big macro thing. So pretty much where I'm at right now is growing this gym software thing, growing like the gym specific and solo member specific part of it. And it's not quite done yet. Hopefully we get it done within 6 months here. But I figured, I'm gonna hop on here. I'm just gonna track the journey of kind of what's going on right now. Because I gotta say, it's pretty difficult and it's a lot more complicated than I ever thought it would be. So let's just that's it with this part. So we're gonna move on to the next part. Hi, and welcome to current issues, right? Okay, so our first issue is gonna be El Dinero, El Cash Monies, right? I'm building the software regardless of how big it is, right? It still costs a lot of money, and I personally don't have much of that. So, I have various schemes that I'm doing to obtain more money. So let's kind of dive directly into that. Now, our scheme number one, just a part-time job, right? That's it. I work the job, I get money. That's a great way to get more money. Okay, now this next scheme is a little better. Real estate agent, right? By better, someone would be very difficult from here, right? It's so hard, right? It's great skills, right? I'm learning how to sell. I'm learning how to advertise. I'm learning a bunch of really amazing stuff that like I really couldn't learn anywhere else. And I'm building this awesome network of people, right? But still very hard to sell. I do have this listing here. If you have $1,085,000, please buy my house. Awesome listing, has a stripper pole, which is pretty interesting. Has an outhouse, has a theater room, pretty sick. Sell this house, I can probably pay for the rest of FitNex. Now selling this house, that is the hard part. But on top of that, I'm doing open houses, which I will document right here. What's up? It's Ben from the open house. Yeah, it's like the future, Like that last clip was the past, this is the future. I guess this is also kind of the past as well when I post this, but it's the future for me now. But now, the present, I'll let you know how it goes. So pretty much doing open houses and stuff like that. And, from there, hopefully I get more buyers and I can sell more houses. And then in the end, we make more money that I can put towards the FitNex, which in turn can kind of build the bigger, broader thing. And, my dreams come true. Everyone's happy, right? That's scheme number 2. Now, on to my last and final scheme number 3, right? This is real estate agent websites. Thought to myself, hey, Ben, you're a real estate agent, right? A team of coders who knows how to code and also build websites. That's awesome. right? Why not combine the two, right? So I currently already have a network of real estate agents that I know. I know people need ways to get more leads because, it's hard out there for real estate agents. Most agents don't sell anything in their first year. Definitely wasn't one of them. But, pretty much, it's hard, right? So real estate agent websites are a great way to get leads, to get great stuff. And, with a coding team and the real estate knowledge that I have in my dome, right, we can create an amazing soft way to get more websites that can have everything you need. AI agents who can do drip campaigns, pretty much premium websites at a fair price. And, from there, we can kind of just get the ball rolling, and that's more money coming in. Now, to be fair, a lot of this is potential money. So it all kind of has to work out. It is kind of hard. These schemes are very difficult. But scheme number one is kind of keeping my head afloat, right? Scheme number one pays the bills. Now, these things are going to grow my income. Scheme number one doesn't. It kind of just covers the costs because FitNext is expensive currently. But, end of the day, those are my 3 schemes. And that is how I'm going to make FitNext work. So stay tuned for the progress of that. That's what we're going to be doing for now. So let's run into the issues that I'm currently facing for FitNext, right? Few things here. So number one, we're going to start off here is just software, right? Building and development, but probably development. That's a better way to put that, right? Who knew that creating a software is actually super difficult, right? And extremely complicated and takes so much. Hold on. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, it's in me. It's in me. It's not coming out. Oh, my phone's at 10%. Anyway, it's back. Okay, regardless of that fact, I had the idea of this thing, taking not that long. We're like pushing a year of development right now, which is pretty crazy to me. I came up with this idea like a year and a half ago, right? So, it's been growing. I suspect probably 6 months more, hopefully. It's probably about a year and a half of development. But, you run into so much stuff, even moderation. So number one for FitNext here is I am big on safety, right? I refuse to let this thing come out there without it being super safe. It's really important to me that, everyone's safe. There's no bad things that happen, whatever. And, I just want to make sure it's a clean, welcoming software. That's number one for me. So to be able to make a good software, we need to use AI. We need to do personal people. It's so much work. It took the entire summer. It's end of summer. I go to school on Monday, by the way. College, not high school. But, it's pretty much that took the whole summer of moderation pretty much, which was insane. And that's pretty much almost done now. I'm not fully done. Hopefully you don't run into any more issues. But yeah, that's kind of number one issue is that, development's way harder than you think it is. And if you ever want to start a software, man, it takes so long. I tried coding it myself. Took me 2 weeks to get the home page up, and I found coders overseas actually, which they're amazing people. .serve. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. I'll put the thing here. If you're looking for any type of coding, these guys are amazing. Trust me, they're really hardworking. It's sick. But that's pretty much what we're doing for that. Next issue here, I wouldn't say it's too much of an issue, but it's just hard, right? Paperwork. Starting this thing was super fun, right? I had all these ideas boiling in my head, and it was super exciting to kind of build this stuff and kind of build a company. And then, it starts growing more and it turns into a business, for real business. I mean, I'm 90% of the stuff I do right now is just, paperwork, getting everything organized, getting all our business systems in place, procedures in place. That's so boring. I sit there on my laptop for hours and hours and hours, and I still have so much more to do. It's gonna take me months to finish everything, right? But that's part of the process, right? Once it's done, once the software is done, it's gonna be a lot more fun to go out there and sell the thing, and that's gonna be sick. So that's kind of not really an issue, but it's just boring. So that's kind of something I'm running into. Second thing here, and this applies to real estate as well, is me being young and just sales in general, right? This stuff's kind of a hard business, right? You got to kind of get comfortable with getting rejected a lot. I mean, I consistently get ghosted. I get a lot of no's. I've done a bunch of sales calls. I've been yelled at a few times, but not too much. But I've had some crazy interactions and I have some interesting sales stories at this point. And, being young, you got to people kind of underestimate you a little bit. And you kind of got to prove your worth and stuff like that. Because you know what you're doing. You're not you're already experienced, but you make up for it in better ways. Like this house I got here, you know, I proved to him that I was kind of like, man, I'm your man. I'm going to get after it. I'm going to do everything I can. If I don't know something, I'm going to learn something, you know, all this stuff. And that's kind of a good way to go about that. So that's kind of another issue that I'm running into. Next issue here is going to be prioritization, right? So my prioritization is tough, right? Because I go to college, I go to the gym, I try to be social with my family and friends and stuff like that. I got FitNex, real estate agent websites. You know, it's a lot of stuff, right? At some point, I'm gonna have to give up something, right? One of these things, I'm gonna have to, like real estate, whatever. I'll probably have to give up something at some point here once other stuff starts working. But for the time being, I'm not really seeing something I can give up right now, right? I do, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard being able to time manage all this stuff, which does bring me into an interesting point here is with all this stuff that I'm doing, you think I'd be getting burnt out, but I'm not. I swear, like every day I'm getting more and more motivated because I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. That kind of goes to show if you're doing something that you're passionate about and doing something that you love, right, you're not really gonna get burnt out because it's just exciting, right? Even doing the boring paperwork, I was like, okay, this is progressing me towards this awesome, cool goal that I want to have. So that's sick. So, that's it, I think. So, enjoy the rest of this video where I kind of just document the progress. And from now on, I'm pretty much just gonna be like tracking the progress of everything that I'm doing, showing you guys what goes wrong, what goes right, stuff like that. And might be a bit boring for the time being, but like I didn't want to record for a while because it is kind of boring because 90% of it's paperwork. But like, you know, screw it, right? Probably good to start posting in the first place, right? Forgot that too. Content and posting. I'm posting all the time, everywhere. Gym stuff, all that type of thing, and like that's all. I do it every day, right? So that's kind of something else. But yeah, pretty much I'm just gonna track everything I'm doing, what's working, and if it is boring for the time being, sorry about that, but I'm not gonna skip part of the process, right? I want to document the entire thing, right? So one day when this is super successful and amazing, right, I can look back at these videos and hopefully someone else can maybe look back at these videos one day and be like, okay, he did this, this, and this. And, you know, he kind of had the successful stuff. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, like, I'm a very average guy. I'm not, like, super smart. I'm not, like, all this stuff. But, you know, I'm really determined and I have a goal and I'm going to make it happen, right? And, you know, you see people, like, succeeding so early and seeing all this stuff. I've only run into issues so far. I've only run into failures. I've had very little success in what I'm doing so far. But I'm not deterred, and I'm still very determined. And I hope that can kind of be a message that, like, you know, even if everyone else is, like, succeeding here, or, you know, you look online, everyone's just doing crazy stuff, and you're like, man, why is nothing working out for me, right? Just stick with it, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not telling this from a point of already success. I'm telling this from a point of continued failure, right? A point of like, I should be discouraged right now. I should quit right now because nothing's working out. Nothing seems like it's going in a great direction. But you know what? I'm like, screw that. I'm going to keep going. I refuse to give up on my dreams. I refuse to kind of, you know, I'm not a quitter. If I'm not anything, I don't quit stuff. And I'm going to see this through because I would just hate, and I'd really regret it for the rest of my life if I didn't give this my absolute best shot. So stick with me, and that's going to be the end of this video, I think, hopefully. So end of the video. That's the end of the video, so...